Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Kenny, back with another video, back with some more small talk. I hope my walls are doing good. Now I want to get straight into this video. I want to continue from my last video about talking about, nice guys. And this could be kind of like a part 2 as to why you're a nice guy and what's made you become a nice guy and what you could do about it. Because there ultimately are things that you can do about it. Because we need to, as men. I say this all the time, but the nice guy pandemic, the weak mentality, the feminization of men is a pandemic in the world today, and is the causation of, or the cause of, so much problems today in terms of our development as a man, in terms of where men are generally in the world today, women and our dynamic and our relationship with women, relationships, marriages, just the general society, the culture of society today in the Western world. It's a mess, and we have to understand that as men, if we don't take responsibility for where we are, for our maturation as men, society will never fix itself, so that society will never come back into order. You have to understand that becoming a man, you have to become a man. You have to become a man. You have to be made into a man. A woman is born, but you have to become a man. And so many men, due to lack of father figures, due to nobody showing the majority of us men how to develop into a man, most of us never actualize that man in us. Most of us are just grown boys. And the state of society is just abysmal because of it. I'm so passionate about this because I believe that restoring masculinity is so huge. So going back to the whole nice guy thing, you need to understand something, especially when it comes to your relationship with women, is that this is something that's been groomed, right? Think about most guys when you start your life, you end up being very close to your mum, right? You end up becoming very, very close to your mum. You hear of the whole mother's boy thing and mummy's boy and whatever, and most of us guys hold our mum extremely close to our heart, as we should, right? Especially if we had a good relationship with our mum. The problem is this, guys. No woman's ever going to be your mum. No woman is ever going to treat you the way that your mum treats you. No woman is going to give you that unconditional love the same way that your mum does. And I think this is something that a lot of guys struggle to and sometimes never understand, is that bond between your mum and you is completely separate and different to the relationship that you're going to have with women in your life, in your adult life. You see, because your mum rewarded you for behavior that suited her and your relationship with her. So growing up, you've probably done things to appease her. You've probably done things to get in your mum's good books. You've put your mum first. You put your, all these things which are great for your relationship with your mum, but these things don't translate into attraction with a woman. You see what I'm saying? Then you think about school and society in general. Most of our teachers, like for me, for example, most of my teachers were women growing up. And, I remember for me personally, I always wanted to get into their good books. I always wanted to be that model student, right? You're told that you need to be good. You need to fall in line, right? And most of these people that are tending to do that, especially in school, are women. And where there's nothing wrong with that per se, in terms of women being teachers, the problem is that now that's the standard you're trying to meet. You're trying to appease a woman. You're putting her on a pedestal. You're trying to get into her good books. You're trying to do all these things, right? So when you add this with the fact that, you've got this great relationship with your mum, and you don't balance this out with strong masculine energy in the home. And this is another thing as well, is that most of us guys don't have that. Even if we have our dads at home, most of our dads aren't teaching us what it means to become a man. I mean, it's very rare. You've got to understand that self-development is rare. Fulfilling potential is rare. So just by the numbers game, most of our dads are not going to be equipped enough mentally to take us through that proper transition from boyhood to manhood. So we're not getting that balancing act. You see what I'm saying? We're not getting that balancing act that every man or every boy should get at a certain age. He should start leaning towards his dad and start learning what it truly means to become a man. Most of us do not understand or do not get that. Instead, we're completely feminized. We're continuously putting women on a pedestal, and then everything society is telling us to conform, telling us to follow, telling us to be a good boy, telling us to be polite, telling us to be, you know, to be in our emotions. The movies that I always talk about, the love songs that people like listening to and all that kind of thing, right? And listen, look, I love R&B. Yeah, I'm gonna stray a little bit, but I love R&B. But I had to get to an understanding that listening to too much of these love songs and these things of putting women on a pedestal and I'm gonna do this for you and I'm gonna go jump through hoops for you, that was damaging my psyche and my development as a man, because it was not translating into attraction with women. You see what I'm saying? It was leading me down a road that wasn't leading me towards strength. It was leading me towards actually being more feminine. And there's a push right now in society to make us more feminine and to make women more masculine. But that's probably another story for another day. But that's the problem. So all these things are happening. So now you're taking that same behavior. That rewarded you with women when you were younger into your adulthood, and it's not translating into sexual attraction. So you're not understanding why a girl may find you attractive in the beginning, but start retreating and start retracting and wanting to move on, or not wanting to, listen, when you are in your masculine energy and masculine frame, she should always be the one. Whenever you get into a relationship with a woman or a situation with a woman or start talking to a woman, she should always be the one that's forcing a relationship upon you. That is feminine energy. Feminine energy is emotional. It is chaotic. The feminine energy values relationships more than the masculine energy does. This is truth. So if you're the one putting her on a pedestal, as soon as you meet a girl, you're envisioning that this could be the one, this could be my wife, and you're having all these thoughts in your mind, because I used to do it. As soon as you start talking to a girl, you're thinking 10 years ahead. This could be the one for me. I could be marrying this one. Meanwhile, she's got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 other guys in her DMs. And this is another thing, is that us men, we don't have an abundance mindset. And this doesn't just translate for women, this translates to everything. We don't have an abundance mindset. Women do. Women do. Because by the age of 15, 16, she's got guys hitting on her from every single angle that you can imagine. Her uncles are treating her differently. The kids at school want a bit of her. So she learns very quickly the abundance mindset. So if you're the one putting her on a pedestal, showing her that you've got no free time, showing her that straight from the get-go, she's the only one that you want, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? How is that going to differentiate you from the rest? And fundamentally, bro, that doesn't show masculine behavior. Masculine behavior is directional. It is purposeful. So that's going to get me onto this point here, is that in order to eradicate this, in order to start changing your psyche from a nice guy into a real man, you need to start taking personal responsibility for yourself. Men take responsibility. Men take responsibility for their lives. Men take responsibility for why things are not, for the mishappenings in their life. And if women aren't treating you the way you want them to, if women aren't being attracted to you, if you are repelling them, if you're continuously being told you're a nice guy, or getting them nice guy vibes, and being put in the friend zone, and women don't desire you, it means there is something about the way you are seeing the world which is flawed. And this is the biggest thing. This is the biggest thing for any guy who's suffering with this nice guy thing, is to start overcoming this. That's the biggest thing, is to accept and be humble enough to accept that something is wrong with the way that they've been seeing the world. Because your mum's not going to tell you. Your teachers aren't going to tell you. The movies aren't going to tell you. You have to study life, study the things that are happening in your life, and come to that conclusion. Every single man that's listening to this video, you need to understand that in order to become a man, you need to take responsibility for what's going on in your life. Nobody else. That is the first step of transitioning from a boy to a man, is ownership, taking responsibility. It's not always the girl's fault. It's not always the girls aren't seeing who you really are, and they don't and they're the one they're being stupid. It's not always like that. If it's continuously going wrong, if you're continuously being put in a friend zone, look into yourself. So how can you start fixing this? You need to cultivate a purpose, bro. You need to take responsibility and you need to cultivate a purpose. You need to put a purpose first. Any man that puts women above his purpose will always fall into this trap of being a nice guy and putting her on a pedestal. And attraction will always diminish, because she should always be fighting for your time. If you have no purpose, if you have nothing that you're striving for to better yourself every single day when you wake up in the morning, that you're thinking of, that's waking you up at night, that's putting you in that masculine frame of direction, of purpose, of will. If you've got nothing in your life that's doing that for you, you're the one that's going to start being feminine. And she's not going to value your time. You need to be so busy during the day that she starts valuing your time, and she knows that you're busy. So that any girl that starts talking to you, that comes into your life, knows that she needs to value your time, because you're a busy man of purpose. You know why you're here and you're going somewhere. You're of the 1%, you're different from the rest, because you're not here spending time on Instagram, wasting time on Pornhub, wasting time on trivial things. You actually want to go somewhere in life. You're improving yourself. You're improving your physique. You're improving your mind. You're going somewhere. You're improving. You're working on your business, on your work, on your career, on your craft. Developing yourself as a man. And whenever you do that, she will be more feminine. She will be the one who's trying to get into a relationship with you. She will be the one trying to get your time. That's her job. If you're doing that, you're creating feminine energy. That's why she's going. You need to understand that polarity is what creates attraction. Polarity is what creates attraction. You shouldn't be spending your time trying to become more in your feelings and trying to become more emotional. I don't care what society tells you. Now you need to start understanding what it needs, what it involves to become a man. You need to start getting into your masculine energy. That is what is going to create attraction. That is what is going to get any girl that comes into you into her femininity. She will have no choice but to act feminine around a masculine man. Problem is, most guys aren't masculine. Most guys don't have a purpose. Most guys aren't going anywhere. Most guys aren't leading. You lead by the life that you live. You lead by the life that you live. You should be so busy with your time, so focused on your grind, that if any girl starts behaving silly around you and starts whatever, it doesn't bother you. It doesn't bother you, because you got so much time. You're thinking so much about how you can improve the world, how you can add value to the world, that you ain't got time for that. And that energy is automatically going to be sensed by her, and she's going to start fixing her behavior. And you're going to get less of this, oh, I just want to be friends, or, oh, pulling back. And, if you guys are in a relationship, she's, posting, revealing pictures online and, wanting to go out with her friends to the club and all these kind of things. You're going to get less of all that nonsense, because she's going to start respecting you. You see what I'm saying? She's going to start respecting you. So I hope this resonates with you, and I'm going to keep on going on about this, and I'm going to go into different avenues about this whole nice guy thing, because this is something that needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed. And if you know that you're suffering with this, if you know that this is you, start taking personal responsibility. Start acknowledging that something is wrong, and start doing something about it. I don't want this video to go too long. I hope this resonated with you. Like, comment, share. Tell me what you think. Tell me if there's anything you want to talk about or want me to talk about regarding this video. I hope you liked it. Peace, love, prosperity to you, my guys. And remember, whatever you do, you got to get it by any means, and you got to grind to shine. I love you guys. Peace.